See now. There we go. Does anything hurt?
No, I wish it did.
Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Well, I don't see any damage, but I do think we'll get a doctor to check you over just to make sure. So, what happened? How did you get on the floor?
I was dreaming that I was absolutely sure I could walk to the window.
Well, obviously you can do something. You got from here to there.
I think your mother would be very pleased at the idea of you representing her side of the family.
Yeah, too bad she'll never know.
Oh, somehow I think she does. I mean, it's just a theory of mine, but somehow I can't imagine Laura being completely gone. You see her in you all the time.
I don't know about that.
Well, I do. You care very deeply about things. And heaven knows you've had to struggle with some very complicated feelings towards your mother. But you never gave up, because you've got a big heart, just like her.
Thank you. But I think you better quit while I'm ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you. You will be my escort tomorrow?
Sure. I'd like that.
Good. Good night.
Okay, good night.
It's my fault.
Don't cry, Laura.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Mother. Mother. My baby. Oh, my God. I never gave up hope. Never. I knew this day would come. I knew it. Lucky, come here. Lucky, come and be your grandmother. Oh, thank God. She knew me. She touched me. She saw me getting upset. She touched me and she said my name and she told me not to cry. Didn't you, Mother?
Well, she seems the same, Mom.
No. Mother, it's me, Laura. It's okay. This is Lucky, your grandson, and Mac, our friend. It's okay. You're safe. We're all here with you. Well, I guess it was too much to expect everything to come back at once. But the important thing is that even for a moment, she knew me and we connected the way we used to.
Tom was right on track. Look, with the proper help and care, she might get better.
She will get better. If only we could have gotten her out of the country and into that clinic before all of this fell apart.
She can still go, right?
No, Lucky, she can't go alone. We have to stay here now and get your father out of jail and fight the charges against him. There's something else I have to do first, too.
Nicholas.
Yes. I have to be the one to let him know that I'm still alive.
Did I say the wrong thing?
Oh, no, not at all. That seems to be my affliction lately.
But at the same time, you know, he seems to intentionally misunderstand everything I do and say. I hope you don't think that I would expect him to reject his mother's family. But he only hears what he wants to hear, and I can feel him drifting further and further away every day.
Oh, Stefan, he's had to deal with so many changes in the past year. Moving to a new home in a new country, losing his mother, finding her, mourning her, not knowing if he's ever going to see his baby sister again. Nicholas is still young. And besides...
What?
Well, surely you must have realized how he would feel when he found out his grandmother was alive. And you'd kept it from him all these years.
He still holds that against me. He no longer trusts me.
Hey, think of that as a rite of passage into adulthood. Realizing that his idol is only human. He does love you, you know. That's for certain. And the love will win out.
Thank you.
For what?
For always cutting to the heart of things. I need that.
So, you have to go to GH tonight?
Yes. But it's not easy.
Oh, well, good. That's the whole idea. So, go. Do what you have to do.
Good night.
Well, in this dream, I stood up. I really thought I could. But that really isn't possible, is it? So I must have rolled out of bed or something. Doesn't really explain how I...
Well, now, you don't have to figure it out right now. If it happened once, it will happen again. You see, you've become a believer. So it's not so strange that things have already begun to shift. It's getting late, and you need some rest. Would you like me to ask the doctor to prescribe a mild sedative?
No, I don't want to sleep. In fact, before you go, could you move that tray a little closer so I can reach my things?
Oh, expecting company?
No, not really. There's a man who works the night shift who stops by sometimes to chat. He really is the best sleeping pill there is for me.
Oh, he sounds like a terrible bore.
No, really, he's just the opposite. Very interesting. I look forward to his visits. I always sleep so well afterwards.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm all for it. Good night, Catherine.
Good night, Audrey.
Did you ever think of going to the police for help, Mr. Spencer?
No. Police have never been any help to me, especially with the Cassadines. And I knew that Stefan Cassadine was planning to kill my wife and her mother. Hell, he almost pulled it off.
When was that?
Don't you read the papers? He lured Laura to the building where he was keeping her mother. He got her to go inside. And like seconds later, the building blew up.
That went on the books as an accident caused by a gas leak.
It was deliberate. The only accident was that I found out and was able to get there and get my wife out before the explosion. And I was only able to do that because Stefan Cassadine was so arrogant that he had the whole thing as a computer game. He had the location of my mother-in-law encoded. And my son and I were able to figure it out in time. I got there. I got my mother-in-law and my wife out just before the blast. Then I decided the best way to keep everybody safe was to make everybody think that they were dead. Okay. And that's it. You know the rest.
Oh, you made your big decision at that point?
Yeah, I'm a spontaneous kind of guy.
Wow. Oh. That's a pretty elaborate plan there, Mr. Spencer. Who helped you set it up? Carritos?
Nobody helped me set it up. It was an improvisation, born out of desperation.
You mind telling me how you managed to improvise 2 dead bodies, desperately or otherwise, One of them wearing your wife's wedding ring?
Try to put yourself in Nicholas's shoes. He thought that his mother was dead, and then he finds out that she's still alive. He's going to feel betrayed. How could he not? I was just hoping that maybe if he heard it from me, it would
Mom,
soften...
do what you want, okay?
I'd like you to understand, Lucky. Look, I know you're worried about how Aunt Ruby and Amy and all the people who care about us, how they're going to react to the news that I'm still alive. I know you don't feel the same way about Nicholas.
Mom, look, I agree, okay? I get it. Okay, it wouldn't... It's not the best for him to hear it on the local news, okay?
Thank you.
But that does not change my opinion of him.
I know. And that makes it even more generous of you. Thank you, Lucky. It's gonna be an awful lot to do around here.
Well, I promised to get you all back to Port Charles safely. Why don't we start there?
Yeah. I'm really worried about her now. She is so fragile, and especially with Tom being gone.
How would you feel about having Kevin Collins consult? He doesn't have his license anymore, but he does have his skill and his knowledge. And, well, under the circumstances.
I'd be grateful for his help. But please don't tell him what it's about until he's here.
You want to see Nicholas first?
Yeah, I just can't risk the news getting out. I'm even a little worried about what Luke is saying to the detectives.
You know, my guess is Detective Taggart is so busy gloating that he won't get to the grilling until tomorrow. Besides, it's too late to make the early additions.
Well, Mom, you should go to it. Get going. Mac and me and Dr. Collins will take care of Grandma and Lulu. Foster will stand guard for us.
I love you so much. Thank you.
I'll get you.
No, I'll do it. I have to make a call first.
Cassadine residence. Hello?
Bobby?
Who is this?
It's me.
The bodies in that fire were burned beyond recognition. The only form of ID was a ring found on one of the bodies with the inscription, I love this part, Laura and Luke. You see, since the corpses weren't Laura Spencer's or her mother's, that means that two bodies, along with the ring, had to be placed there before the fire, which means premeditation, which blows your spontaneous moment of truth theory right out of the water.
Oh. It's frightening the way that man's mind works, isn't it?
Cassadine? You wanted the whole world to believe that your wife and your mother-in-law were dead, but you didn't arrange for the ring to be placed on the body and the body to be placed in the building. Give me a break.
Detective, my wife's wedding ring is on her finger. Check it. And as far as I know, the only person who ever made people think somebody was dead, namely Leslie Weber, and provided a body for the occasion, was Stephen Cassadine. It's his M.O.
When you were apprehended, both Mr. Krentos and Dr. Hardy were clearly in on the scheme.
Yeah, but I didn't call them until after that night. I got a hold of Tom when I got to Rochester because I needed a professional opinion about Leslie's illness. And I called Sonny. because I needed help to get my family out of the country. Now, he was advising me to go to the police when Commissioner Scorpio showed up.
Is that so? Well, you know, that might mitigate in your favor with the judge when you brought up for charges on aiding and abetting a fugitive.
If I'm being accused of a crime, making any statements without my attorney present would be ill-advised.
Well, he's here. We're just running a check on him to make sure he's in good standings with the Bar Association.
Yeah, that sounds like a violation of Mr. Corinthos' rights.
Oh, that's good, Tom. That'll stop him cold.
Well,
You see, Mr. Corinthos thinks he has rights the rest of us don't have, like the right to run drugs, racketing, gambling operations, the right to harbor a wanted man.
Hold it. Wait a minute. I'm the wanted man here. Don't jump on him. Especially when I already told you who's guilty of what I'm accused of.
Well, that may very well be. All right? But it does not change the fact that Corinthos was preparing to transport a fugitive out of the country.
I told you I asked him for help, and he advised me against it.
what? This is getting ridiculous here. You can see there's a possibility that Cassadine pulled the trigger on Catherine Bell. Why don't you pull him in for questioning and see what
You're
happens?
missing the point, Tom. Detective Taggart doesn't give a damn who did what to whom. All he wants is to take me down and put me away. Ain't that right, Detective Taggart?
I knew you'd come. I dreamt it.
You had a dream about me?
I said surprise you. You were standing at the window, urging me to get out of bed and walk over and look at the tree. For a moment, I really thought I could.
I believe in the power of dreams. I think they can tell us about our deepest wishes and fears before we're conscious of them.
Do you think this one was really telling me I'm afraid of you?
I hope not. I hope it was telling you that you're getting ready to walk again.
Mind over matter. My mama said if you don't mind, it don't matter.
You look lovely. How you feeling?
Excited, optimistic, even happy. Thanks to you. It must be wonderful to have such an effect on people.
I usually have the opposite effect. In fact, I'm not at all who you think I am.
Bobby? Bobby? I'm here.
Do you have any idea how I felt when I heard your voice on the phone?
I think I can imagine.
No, you couldn't, possibly.
Is that really you?
Are you really alive? You selfish bitch!
All right. I'll take all of your anger. I'll listen to everything you have to say, but please, not right now.
I was hoping that someone was playing a joke on me, and it wasn't really you.
Please, Bobby, please, there isn't time for this.
I have plenty of time.
I came to you for your help.
I'm sure you did. Because if you didn't need my help, you probably would have let me and the rest of Port Charles go on believing that you were really dead.
We had to do it, Bobby. There was no other way.
We? Oh, right. That means Luke's in on it. And, Lucky? Yeah. All that phony grief. And my self-righteous brother.
barring me from your funeral. I will never forgive either one of you for this. Never.
Bobby, did you hear me when I said on the phone that my mother was still alive?
And if she is, it's only because Stefan protected her all these years.
All right, when you see her, you'll understand how well he protected her. She was drugged, she was kept isolated, she was probably abused by the Cassadines. She's lost all of her memory and most of her mind, and she will probably never be the same again.
Stefan protected her. And he kept her out of Helena's clutches. And he did it at great personal risk, and I think you ought to be grateful to him for that.
I was. Until I actually spent some time with her.
Oh, please, I'm not even going to listen to this, you know. My brother has finally brainwashed you completely. From the moment Stefan came to this town, my brother has twisted every decent thing the man has tried to do and turned it into some kind of a devious plot without a shred of proof.
My mother was all the proof that I needed. Bobby, I am sorry for the pain that I have caused you. I truly am. But it is nothing compared to what Stefan is actually capable of. Please, listen to me. I am begging you. Listen to me. Luke was right about him. We were both wrong. You have no idea what he's done. He is bent on sick revenge.
Right. He saved Lulu, he saved the hospital, and your mother, but he's evil. You have pulled a vicious scam on people who love you and your sake. Right. I get it.
Okay, fine. You think whatever you want of me. Right now, I'm worried about Nicholas. I am asking you to help me, to tell him that I am still alive, so we can find a way that it won't hurt him so much.
Right, well, you know, it's gonna be hard. Almost as hard as holding that boy while he grieved for his dead mother.
I guess I grieve for my own.
Oh, right. So, is that what this is about? You getting your revenge? Same way it was for Luke when Luke came here to try and shoot Stefan. And he accidentally hit Catherine Bell?
Bobby, you don't really believe that, do you?
Yes, I do. Now? Yes. After this?
Bobby, no. He came here because he was trying to convince Stefan that I was dead. Think about it. Why would he go to all of that trouble if he only intended to kill him?
I don't know. You tell me, you know, because you've left me in the dust with your deviousness. But I do know one thing. It was your decision to leave your son and to let him suffer. And it was left to me to comfort him and to tell him what a wonderful person his mother was and how much she loved him. Ha! What a joke. You know something? I have an idea. Why don't you just make it simpler for everyone and stay dead?
I can't. Our cover has been blown. I will always be grateful to you for taking care of my son.
My son now.
You're his stepmother, right? The woman who married the man who is responsible for all of this tragedy.
Well, let me tell you something. There's one tragedy he's not responsible for, and that's your death. And monster that the man he is, he's been pretty racked with guilt over that.
Oh, Bobby. Bobby, I'm afraid for you. I'm afraid. He's either going to kill you or he's going to break you, and then he'll turn it all around and make himself look like the victim.
You don't know me at all.
I know what I see. You have shown me nothing but compassion and kindness. You helped me even when the doctors couldn't. And even though I'm a stranger, maybe I know you better in some ways than you know yourself.
I've always known what I wanted, how to pursue it. I didn't always attain my goals, but I was infinitely resourceful, and I didn't mind waiting. In fact, I enjoyed it. Life was like a game. A challenge, striving. It was all exhilarating. winning was almost an afterthought. It was the pursuit that was the thrill. And yet they say that it's the getting there that counts, the arriving. Well, I've been in transit my whole life, and I haven't minded at all. It's only recently that I've begun to wonder what my destination is. And it's easy to say the graveyard, everyone's ultimate destination. But that's a cynical answer. Is my only choice between the pursuit, the thrill of the chase, and death? Maybe I am missing the point. Maybe the arriving is most important. The belonging somewhere to someone. You just described a person that I don't recognize. A man who's capable of giving to a stranger without expecting anything in return. That's not how I see myself. It's not how I've lived.
People are never one way. They're so complicated. I know that I have been terribly selfish in my life, but that's not who I am.
Just prior to meeting you, I had never felt so alone. I was surrounded by darkness. There were times I didn't know if I would get through the night. And then I would think of you. I'd see your eyes. Your smile. So I would come here to see if I was imagining these feelings. But no, they were real. And we got through the nights together. You have such beautiful eyes.
You know, when I realized that I couldn't walk, I knew I'd go on living somehow. But in my heart, I was sure my life was over. I didn't want to see anybody, including doctors and well-meaning friends, even strangers. It took every ounce of willpower not to scream at them to get out. But then the stranger showed up. I don't know anything about him. I don't know his name. But just his presence made me feel so calm and peaceful. How's that possible?
I don't know. All I know is I feel the same way.
Laura's alive?
The reports of Laura's death were greatly exaggerated. This is, Leslie Weber, Laura's mom. She's also among the living, but in a bad way, which is why we called you in.
You know I'm not allowed to treat patients.
You're a consultant. Tom's been on the case, but he's been hauled in for questioning with Luke and Sonny. The only thing is, Kevin, this has got to be kept quiet for now.
No problem. Dr. Weber? Dr. Weber, my name is Kevin Collins. I'm a doctor. I'd like to check your eyes, if you don't mind. I promise I won't hurt you.
did this to her?
The Cassidines.
Lulu's asleep, so if you guys are ready, I can carry her out to the car.
Just about.
Well, see, I need to get downtown because my dad's being railroaded by the cops.
One aggressive cop is breathing down your dad's neck. And if what Luke says is true and he can prove it, he'll get off, Lucky. I promise you that.
Well, if he doesn't, it's on my head, you see. Because I'm the one that had to be a big shot and throw the gun into the rocks. I'm not sure. You see, there's something about me. I can't just do what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I don't know all the facts, Lucky, but I can say with a fair amount of certainty that usually one single false move doesn't make that much difference.
Well, when you do know the facts, Dr. Collins, you might change your mind.
Lucky, this whole situation is fraught with potential pitfalls. Look, faking someone's death is heavy duty, Lucky. If it's gonna catch up with you sooner or later, if not one way, then another.
Mac, you don't know the facts, man. I'm sorry. I just want someone to be straight with me, okay? Just be straight with me. If the proof we come up with isn't good enough for some people, how much trouble is my dad in?
You probably think a lot of people are out to get you, Krentos, and, you know, you're probably right. If it's not the law, it's another mobster. It's a tough life, man.
I appreciate the sympathy.
Can we get on with this, Detective?
What's the rush? You're not going anywhere.
No, but I thought maybe you might have some police work to do.
You know, the best cop I ever knew gave me some advice once. He said a good cop always keeps his eye on the evidence. The evidence in this case, especially what I've been able to see with my own eyes, keeps leading me back to the three gentlemen in this room.
It's great you've got an open mind.
What if the cop isn't as good as he thinks he is? And he's not smart enough to know when he's beating a dead horse.
I'll be right back.
We'll be right here.
Nothing to worry about, gentlemen.
You've been in lockup overnight before, haven't you, Corrento?
Like rolling off a log.
The whole thing will be over by morning. You'll be out. I guarantee it. This case of Taggart's is a house of cards. It's about to fall.
Overnight's not a problem with me, you know. I'll be fine.
I thought we'd hear from Mac by now with some news.
He's taking care of your families. He's been making some arrangements, but as soon as I see my lawyer, I'll have my people sent over to guard them.
Well, I'm gonna need you in here a while longer, Mr. Spencer. Alone. The two of you are gonna spend the night in the holding cell.
No, wait. How many times do I gotta tell you? I want to see my lawyer.
No, calm down. Sonny, if he checks out, we might set up an appointment in the morning.
I want to make my call now.
That goes for me, too.
It's late. Your lawyer's probably asleep by now.
I said now.
I won't let you say another word against Stefan. No, not after what you've done.
All right, look, that's not why I came here. Bobby, please, put aside your anger just for a moment.
Tell me something. Did Luke go back to you, and did he report all of the details of your funeral to you? Like, did he tell you who was there and what they said about you? Did he tell you that Amy had to take a leave of absence? Did he tell you that Ruby has aged 10 years since you passed on, and Luke announced that he was taking the kids and leaving town for good? He probably didn't bother to clue you in on Nicholas, did he? Because he doesn't happen to care whether he lives or dies. But let me tell you something. That boy walks around like a ghost, not eating or sleeping, and looking for ways to cope with his grief.
Please, Bobby, help me to help him. I am begging you, please. Maybe we can find a way together to break the news to him. Please.
You turned your back on that boy, not caring whether he lived or died. And you want me to make it easier for you to torture him some more?
You see, I don't usually do this personally, but in this case, Will be my pleasure. I'll try to arrange a real long stay, Corinthos.
You know, last time I checked, this wasn't a third world country where the police have the justice system. Hey! You can't keep us from seeing our attorneys here. What about due process? Hey, I'm talking to you! Due process of
Here comes
law!
Ron. Hear me! You learn, you little brat.
Don't bother, Tom. On his turf, I'm guilty until proven innocent.
Hello?
You're still there?
Dad, where are you? What's happening?
Nothing much. I'm at the cop shop. Nothing's going on, except that I'm gonna have to hang here for a little while longer.
Well, what can we do?
Just be cool and hang tough. How is everybody?
No, they're okay. Dr. Collins is here. Mac called him to help with Grandma.
That's good. I better talk to your mother before, before they cut me off here.
Oh, she's not here. She went to find Nicholas. She had to, man.
I guess.
She's deeply traumatized. She needs to be in a hospital or a sanitarium, someplace with a professional staff. One-on-one sessions aren't going to do anything.
Yeah, I know. Got someplace in mind?
GH, temporarily.
I don't think so, considering Cassadine's influence. Holy cow. Kevin, I have to let Catherine know that, in all probability, Stefan Cassadine is the one that shot her.
No, I'm not asking you to make anything easier for me. It's Nicholas that I'm thinking about. Look, we both love him, so why hurt him just to spite me?
You know, you are incredible. You're trying to make me the villain here?
No, absolutely not. I had to make a choice. But I wanted Nicholas in my life, and you know that. I did absolutely everything that I could.
Huh? I remember when you told him you were opting out of the relationship to keep Luke happy.
That was true, Bobby. They all hated each other. I had to do something to keep my two sons from killing each other.
Who's there?